बोले लाडली लाल की जय। सिया राम सरकार की जय। अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ भोग लगाओ
रसिया। यद्यपि यह सच है नहीं तुम कह,
यद्यपि यह सच है नहीं तुम कह,
भूख प्यास लागति रसिया,
भूख प्यास लागति रसिया,
भूख प्यास लागति रसिया।
भूख प्यास लागति रसिया।
तदपि भाववश ब्रज शचिया, लगी चोरी करत फिर्यो रसिया।
तदपि भाववश ब्रज छछिया, लगी चोरी फिर्यो रसिया।
अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
भाव भरा केले का छिलका,
भाव भरा केले का छिलका,
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया,
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया,
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया।
विदुरानी घर खायो रसिया।
भावहीन दुषो धन व्यंजन, नहीं टुक मन भायो रसिया।
व्यंजन नहीं टुक मन भायो रसिया।
अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
जो रस शबरी के झूठे मुख,
जो रस शबरी के झूठे मुख,
बेर खाय पायो रसिया,
बेर खाय पायो रसिया,
बेर खाय पायो रसिया।
बेर खाय पायो रसिया।
जनकपुरी के राज भोग मह, सोरस नहीं पायो रसिया।
जनकपुरी के राज भोग महा, सोरस नहीं पायो रसिया।
अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
अब ना और तरसाओ रसिया, आओ आओ भोग लगाओ रसिया।
हो मानत हो भावहीन हो,
हाँ मानत हाँ भावहीन हो,
पैसुन खरी खरी रसिया,
पैसुन खरी खरी रसिया,
पैसुन खरी खरी रसिया।
पैसुन खरी खरी रसिया।
कत कृपालु पय पियो पूत नहीं आते, अब आ जाओ रसिया।
कत कृपालु पय पियो पूत नहीं याते, अब आ
श्याम सुंदर की जय।
जय।
सिया राम सरकार की जय। श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय।
Somebody interferes. हो गया हो गया. What? What wrong? One, two.
Before we start, please make sure your cell phones are turned off. Thank you, Radha.
That volume is too much. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. सदाराधिकानां जिह्वाग्रतस्यात् सदाराधिकारूप मक्ष्णग्र आस्ताम्. श्रुतौ राधिका कीर्ति रन्तस्वभावे गुणाराधिकाया श्रिया एतधीः. नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षण. यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्ग्वंह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये. वो लाडली लाल की जय. गौरांग महाप्रभु की जय. श्री जगत गुरुत्तम कृपालु जी महाराज की जय. महानुभाव भक्तगण, दिव्यात्मा, devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and every one, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to each and every one of you. Before we begin tonight's discourse, we'll do a kirtan from the book. Turn to page 184. राधे राधे गोविंदा भज, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
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 दो सत घन चित घन सुख कंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
दो सत घन चित घन सुख कंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
दो चकोर है दो है चंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
दो चकोर है दो है चंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
वो राधे राधे गोविंदा भज, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा भज, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
भजु मन युगल चरण अरविंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
भज मन युगल चरण अरविंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
नेति नेति कहा जहि श्रुति छंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
नेति नेति कहा जय श्रुति चंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
ओ राधे राधे गोविंदा भज, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा भज, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
लजत लखत गति मत गयंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
लजत लखत गति मत गयंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
ओ भजु भजु बेरन करुमति मंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
भजु भजु बेरन करुमति मंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
ओ राधे राधे गोविंदा भज, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
राधे राधे गोविंदा भज, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
नर तनु बीत्यो जाय मूढ़ भजु, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
नर तन बीत्यो जायो मधु भजो, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
हो युगल चरण को बनहु मिलिंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
युगल चरण को बनहु मिलिंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा,
ओ राधे राधे गोविंदा, राधे राधे गोविंदा
राधे राधे गोविंदा भजो राधे राधे गोविंदा
पिबुदो चरण कमल मकरंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
पियुदो चरण कमल मकरंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
तजु छल छंदा भजमति मंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
तजु चल चंदा भजमति मंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
हो राधे 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 गोविंदा भज राधे राधे गोविंदा
राधे राधे गोविंदा भजो राधे राधे गोविंदा
बिहरत दो वृंदावन चंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
विहरत दो वृंदावन चंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
तेरी गति मति रति मति मंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
तेरी गति मति रति मति मंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
ओ राधे 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 गोविंदा भज राधे राधे गोविंदा
राधे राधे गोविंदा भजो राधे राधे गोविंदा
रास करत दो संग सखी वृंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
रास करत दो संग सखी वृंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
आत्मा की आत्मा मति मंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
आत्मा की आत्मा मति मंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
ओ राधे 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 गोविंदा भज राधे राधे गोविंदा
राधे राधे गोविंदा भजो राधे राधे गोविंदा
हरि गुरु मानु एक मति मंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
हरि गुरु मानु एक मति मंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
दो कृपालु है अतिमति मंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
दो कृपालु है अतिमति मंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा
ओ राधे राधे गोविंदा भज राधे राधे गोविंदा
राधे राधे गोविंदा भजो राधे राधे गोविंदा
राधे राधे गोविंदा भज राधे राधे Govinda
राधे
Radhe
राधे गोविंदा भज राधे राधे गोविंदा
बोले राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय। Now try to pay close attention and listen very carefully. We have been listening to the divine teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Gaurang Mahaprabhu. As we heard, seeing the plight, the distress and plight of worldly souls in this most terrible age of Kali Yuga, overcome by compassion, the Supreme Divine Lord Shri Radha Krishna took a combined form, combined themselves in one form, and descended in the world in the year 1486. On the full moon night, Phagun of Phagun, 18th of February, in a village called Navdweep in India. Gaurang Mahaprabhu revived and established the path of bhakti, a love for Radha Krishna, as the supreme path and only path to knowing God. He also showed the superiority of the name of God, in that Bhagwan sits in the name, that there is no difference between the name and the Lord. He's taken all his power and put in the name. Krishna Das Kaviraj has written the autobiography of Gaurang Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Chaitamrit, which is a lot of details of his life and his teachings. Gaurang Mahaprabhu himself only left 8 verses, only wrote 8 Sanskrit verses, which encompasses the teachings of all the Vedas and Shastras, and his entire teaching in these 8 verses is called Shikshastakam. We have been listening to these verses. We've completed 6 of them. Trinadapi sunichena tarodapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadaharihi. That's the first verse we looked at. Nam nam kari bahudha nija sarva shaktis tartar pita niyamita smarane nakalaha etadishi tava kripa Bhagavan mamapi durdaivami dishamiha janinaruraga. Second verse. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamaha davagni nirvapanam shreyah kairava chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatmasnapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Third verse. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam budhau kripaya tava pada pankajasthita dhuli sadisham vichintaya. Fourth verse. Nayanam galadashrudaraya vadanam gadagadarudhaya gira pulakai nijitam bapu kada tavanamagrahane bhavishyati. Fifth verse. Yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha pravishayitam shunyayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahe name. Sixth verse. So up to this point we have reached, we have discussed all the six verses. The last two verses describes the symptoms of divine love. A devotee is asking, O Lord, when will the day come? While taking your name, Nayanam jaladashrudharaya vadanam gadagadurudhaya gira pulakai nichitam vapu kada tavanamaghane bhavishyati. That taking your name in some time in the future, that taking your name, tears will flow from my eyes like a river. The body will thrill with joy. The throat will become choked with emotion, gad gad. The paws on the body will raise on ends, pulakai, etc. When will that day come? As I mentioned, these are states of perfection. But even before attaining that perfected state, Siddha Bhakti, through the grace of the saint, Rasik saint, if we have that great fortune to be under the shelter of a Rasik saint, one who is constantly drinking that infinite divine nectar of divine bliss of Radha Krishna, he's called a Rasik saint. If we are so fortunate to have the association of a saint, a Rasik saint, through his blessing, and we follow his instruction, doing sadhana slowly, slowly, through his grace, we'll start experiencing these things in a small amount, as much as we can bear, as we can tolerate. As the heart purifies, so much so Guru, the saint, also will give us, through the Swarup Shakti of Bhagwan, he will feed us divine experiences. Tears will come to the eyes the moment we think about God, about the saint, the moment we take the name. The paws and the body will raise on ends, shivering will come. The throat will become choked with emotion, etc. Also, Yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha pravishayitam shunyayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahe name. In this verse also, Gaurang Mahaprabhu is saying in the voice of a devotee who could sadhak ban gaya. He's become a sadhak, one who is practicing. In the voice of a sadhak, he says, Hey Krishna, when will the day come that even a moment in your separation, virahe, nimeshana, in a moment from your separation, will be like a million years, like millions of years. And that will cause tears to flow from the eyes like a river again. And the whole world will become tasteless. Nothing in the world would have any interest for me. Shunyaitam jagat sarvam. Everyone, everything in the world. This is a stage of perfection. Slowly, slowly, as I mentioned, first we have to make the vessel. Guru says, I'm giving milk free, as I've told you. Free mein, muft. We can never pay that Guru, the saint, for what he's given to us. If through his grace, he asks us to do seva, Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Tadvipranipateena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Chapter 4, verse 34, Gita. If we have that great fortune to meet one who has seen Krishna, attained Krishna, what should we do? Tadvipranipateena. Number one, completely surrender to him. Surrender the mind, the intellect. Mayyeva man adhasva may buddhim niveshaya. Chapter 12, verse 8, Gita. This is what Bhagavan Krishna is saying to Arjun. Give your mind and intellect to me. This is surrender. This is what we fail to do. In other words, when it comes to the saint, when it comes to Guru, when it comes to God, to the scriptures, do not apply your mind and intellect. %, accept what the saint says and go accordingly. One says, I accept, but I don't do. Impossible. If you accept, then you have to do. So, completely surrender. Pranipatena. Patena means surrender. Pranipatena means complete surrender. Pariprashnena. Not just prashna. Prash means to ask question. Prashna. But pariprashnena. Ask question. But how? Jigyasu bhav se. With an inquisitive mind. A desire to know. Because I have a doubt. Main nahi janta. I don't know. I have so much confusion. I've heard so much things. I've read so much things. Uncountable lifetimes. Even in this lifetime. So much confusion. So we ask question to the saint. And sevaya. We do his seva. We serve him. And how do you serve? 3 things we have that we do seva with. Tan, man, dhan. Tan, physically. We wash his clothes, cook his food, press his lotus feet. But that is very difficult to get all the time. We're not always with the saint. And even if we are there, and there are thousands of people, and everybody say, I'm going to cook, what's going to happen? Everybody says, I'm going to do charan seva. Hare, you'll make Guru chutney? So you don't get it all the time. But, so physically, tan, man, this is the main one. Man, the mind. Lovingly attaching your mind to God and the saint. Following his instruction. This is the most important. And dhan. Use your wealth to serve. We are supposed to give 10% of our earning in charity. The scriptures tell us dashansh. This is a debt we owe to God. But Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Deshe kali cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smitam. Chapter 17, verse 20. We are supposed to give dan. In the age of Kali Yuga especially, there is no dharma except dan, charity. Pragat chari par dharma ke Kalimala eka pradhan yena kena vidhi dineu dan karai kalyan. Only dan remains in Kali Yuga as far as dharma is concerned. Danam ekam kalau yuge manuj Ji Maharaj says in Manusmriti, only dhan. But there are rules. Patra ke anusar, patre. When we do dhan, charity, even though we have to give 10% of our earning, according to the vessel, the person we give that charity to, that's the fruit, the benefit we'll get. If you give it to a tamasic or rajasic person, you will go to hell. You give it to a sattvic person, you get this material world, or you go to heaven. All binding, whether it's heaven, hell, or earth. Three kinds of jail: golden jail, a silver jail, an iron jail. Jail is all jail. It's all binding. And if you give it to one who is gunatit, beyond the three modes of Maya, in other words, a saint, we get divine fruits. So it is our greatest blessing when we utilize our wealth to serve a saint. People think a Guruji asks, people have this thing, oh, he asks me. People hide when Guru asks for seva. Not realizing that actually Guru is not taken, he is given to you. Guru doesn't take, he gives. But we apply this crazy mind of ours and we give Guru a bad name, we commit nam aparad. Guru, he knows how foolish we are. He's Kripalu, he keeps forgiving. Bhagwan doesn't forgive, but Guru forgives. He keeps hoping. Asha Bandhi. He keeps hope. He doesn't give up hope. He keeps hoping, oh, maybe one day they will realize how foolish they are and their mistake. That one whom Bhagwan Krishna is running after for the dust of his feet, he's asking me for something. And that too, material, worldly thing, wealth, money. If we understand that, we'll fall on when the Guru would ask us for something, we'll fall on unconscious with bliss. If we understand who is asking us. We don't. Because we are so attached to these few little dollars we have. Asakti. So we have to do seva. This is instruction. The Guru, I mentioned in detail, that's so important. Anyhow, let's go on. How do we get these feelings? How does the tears will come to the eyes? Gauranga Mahaprabhu saying, when will the day come when the tears will flow like an ocean from my eyes? The body will thrill with joy, the heart, the voice will, the throat will become choked with emotion. The pause and the body will raise and ends, etc. So we have to do sadhana. I told you, there are two kinds of bhakti. Bhaktya sanjataya bhaktya vibhratyutpulakantanum. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11th canto, 3rd chapter, 31st verse. Prabhupada Maharaj, one of the 9 Yogeshwars, is saying to Videhanimi, we have to do bhakti to get bhakti. The one we do is called sadhana bhakti. The one we are going to get through the grace of a Rasik saint, when the heart, the mind becomes completely pure. You see, as I was saying, Guru says, I'm giving milk free. But you have to bring the bartan, a container. And our container, there are millions of holes. So everything is fallen out. But as we start fixing it, in other words, as soon as we start doing sadhana, we start following the instructions of the Guru, Agya Palan. We start doing seva, etc. The heart will, you see, these two, tan and dhan, they help in man. Man is the main one, the mind is the main. But the other two are helpers. Very big, especially dhan, especially in the age of Kali Yuga. Look, the scriptures tell us that thing which you're most attached to, the thing that you're most attached to, give it to God, give it to the saint. That is called surrender. And what are we most attached to in this Kali Yuga? Paisa, money. So the Guru is helping us. By doing that, the heart starts purifying. When we follow instruction, we do sadhana, we do seva, then Guru starts blessing us in the same amount, and we start experiencing. So we have to do sadhana. There are many, many kinds of practical devotion, 1,000. 9 types, 10 types, 24 types, 37 types as mentioned in Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. Most famous is Navdha Bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, 7th canto, 5th chapter, 23rd verse. Prahlad, Bhakta Prahlad. Little Prahlad is saying to his father Hiranyakashipu, he's teaching Navdha Bhakti, that the highest thing in the world is worshipping the Supreme Lord in the 9 form. Shravanam Bhakti, listening as you're doing right now to divine philosophy, etc. Kirtanam Bhakti, chanting the divine name, etc. Smaran Bhakti, lovingly remembering God, His forms, pastimes, etc. Pada Sevanam, worshiping the lotus feet of God, of the saint. Archanam, worshiping an image of God. Murti, Bandhanam, prostrating before God, before the saint. Dasyam, realizing the relationship that I am the eternal servant of Sri Krishna. Jivera Swarupahai, Krishnera Nitya Das, eternal servant of Sri Krishna. Sakhyam, again also that I am eternal, Sri Krishna is my eternal friend. Atma Nivedanam, surrendering everything to Sri Krishna. Navdha Bhakti. In short, out of these 9, these are the most famous, these 9, 3 are most important. Shukadev Paramhans says to King Parikshit, Tasma sarvatmana rajan haris sarvatra sarvada shrotavya kirtavyascha smartavyo bhagavan rinam. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, 2nd canto, 2nd chapter, 36th verse. Shukadev Ji Paramhans says to Raja Parikshit that these are the 3 main bhakti. Shrotavyaha, Shravan Bhakti, listening to the divine philosophy, etc., the qualities, the pastimes of the Lord. Kirtitavyascha, Kirtanam, chanting the divine names, etc., of the Lord. And Smartavyaha, Smaranam, lovingly meditating on the form, the qualities, the pastimes, etc. of the Lord. These are the 3 main. Shravan Bhakti, Kirtan Bhakti, Smarana Bhakti. Out of these 3, 1 is most important. वो सबसे प्रमुख है. Gaurang Mahaprabhu says, Maner Smaran Pran. He says Smaran Bhakti is the pran, the life of all bhakti. Pran hai, pran. In other words, you can do million kinds of bhakti, but there is no smaran, it's like a dead body without life. As long as there is life in this body, we do so much. We talk, we laugh, we eat, we run, we argue, we fight. So much thing you can do. But when the life leaves, the body is still there. Eyes, feet, hands, everything is there. Nothing. वो प्राण गए, निकल गए. In the same way, you can do all the bhakti in the world, but if there is no smaran, it's like a dead body without life. It's not going to give any benefit. And this is the mistake that is made throughout the world. So many Babajis, so many so-called Baba, Swami, all kind of people teaching bhakti, spirituality, and no one pays emphasis on the most important thing, Smaran Bhakti. Roop Dhyan. Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripaluji Maharaj has given the most emphasis on Roop Dhyan. It has been mentioned in all the scriptures by all the saints. Gaurang Mahaprabhu also mentions it. But he gave more emphasis on Kirtan Bhakti at that time. When he came back as Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, he gave most emphasis on Roop Dhyan, Smaran Bhakti. In the Gita also, everywhere. Bhagwan Krishna says, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhya cha mai arpita mano buddhir mame vaivasya sanshaya. Chapter 8, verse 7, Gita. Arjun, tasmat sarveshu, at all place, kaleshu, at all times, mamanusmara smaran. Remember me, lovingly attach your mind to me. And yudhyacha, perform your duty. Your kshatri, your duty is to fight the war. If your mind and intellect is attached to me like that, Arjun, you will certainly come to me. Again in the Gita, same chapter. Ananya chetah satatam yo mam smarati nityashah tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginah. Chapter 8, verse 14, Gita. Arjun, exclusively attaching your mind to me alone at all times. If your mind is attached to me like that at all times, exclusively, you will easily, sulabha, you will easily come to me. Just attach your mind to God. Remember Him at all times. But this is not easy to do. Our mind, remember, our mind has been attached to the material world from beginningless time. Because of agyan, ignorance, the ignorance of not knowing who we are. Main kaun hu ye bhul gaya. We have forgotten who we are, that we are the soul, the Atma. And because of that, from beginningless time, we have been looking for happiness in the material world where it cannot be found. Our mind has become attached, firmly attached to the world. To detach the mind from the world and attach it to God is not only difficult but impossible for the worldly soul. As I told you, this is where the work of the saint comes. That's why Guru is so important. When we associate with a true saint, our attachment for the material world, which is very difficult to change, But because of that association, the saints' association is so powerful that our attachment for the world will start decreasing. By itself, an attachment for Radha Krishna will start increasing. That's what satsang does. That's the real satsang. Oh, I'm going satsang. We say, you're going to meet a saint? You're going to associate with a saint? No, I'm just going somewhere. There's a puja. That's not satsang, bhaiya. Satsang. Sat means sant. Saint. Are Bhagwan Shri Ram makes it very clear in the Ramayana. Bhakti swatantra sakala sukha khani binu satsang na pavahi prani. He says bhakti is supremely independent, free, and the storehouse of all happiness. And without satsang, one cannot attain that bhakti. So what's satsang? So he clarifies in the next line. Punya punja binu milahi na santa sat sangati sanshriti kar anta. Very clear. After we have acquired great spiritual merit, a huge amount of spiritual merit from many lifetimes of doing bhakti, etc., God showers His grace upon us to meet a saint. And only when we associate with that saint, Sata Sangati, that Sanshriti Kara Anta, our attachment for the material world will be destroyed, will come to an end. Without that association, impossible. So, Guru teaches us how. But even Arjun, Bhagwan Krishna is saying to Arjun, control the mind. The mind is the main thing. We do puja, indriyo se. With the hand we are doing puja, we are doing arti. Where the mind is, nobody pays attention. Physical, we are worshipping God physically. That's why we don't benefit. Everybody is saying, read so many Sundar Khan, so many times, 108 times, you will see Ram. And the fellow tried 216 times and he never saw Ram. So he went to the Guru and complained. The Guru said, who told you that? Oh, it was written in Kalyan Patrika. That's a magazine. Who writes that? Worldly people. Who told you to do that? Tulsidas never said read Sundar Khan 108 times. Oh, but foolish people tell us in the world, oh, do so many Gayatri Mantra, do this, do that. Words. Shabd. The Bible says the kingdom of God is not in words. Bhagwan nahi dekhte. He doesn't look to see whether you can speak Sanskrit, Farsi, Punjabi, Hindi, Bengali. Bhagwan doesn't have a language problem. If somebody says, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sanskrit, and I were to say to Shri Krishna in English, hey Shri Krishna, I surrender to you. So Shri Krishna wouldn't listen if I tell him in English? He has a language problem? Bhagwan says, no, I don't listen to words. I listen to the heart only. Otherwise, the person who can't speak, jo gunga hai, who's dumb, he will say, he will have a strike. They will say to Shri Krishna, hey, Bhagwan, hey, Mr. Bhagwan, give us God realization free. Because your condition is that you have to speak Sanskrit. I can't even speak. Bhagwan says, no, that doesn't work. Everybody has a mind. I note only what is in the heart and the mind. This is made clear in the Vedas. Man eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho Brahma Bindu Upanishad, second mantra. The Vedas makes it very clear. The mind alone is the cause of bondage as well as liberation. The mind alone is the performer of the action. God notes only our thoughts and ideas, not the physical action, not the senses. This is the mistake we make. We're doing so many mala, jap, 16 mala, 100 mala, and where the mind is fallen asleep, speaking to people. And Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, Om Namah Shiva. Hey, how much for that? What do you do? Kya kar rahe hai? What are you doing? My guru said I have to do 16 mala. God does not know that. एक घड़ी आधो घड़ी आधो पुनि में आध. Tulsidas Ji say, if you take the name of the Lord once, you can attain everything. And we are taking million times and nothing is happening. So is Tulsidas Ji lying to us, deceiving us? No. It means there's a right way to take the name of Bhagwan and there's a wrong way. And nobody tells us that. All these Babajis, everything physical, drill, physical, outward, inside, nobody's paying attention. Main is the mind. Bhakti man se hote hai, man. Bhakti is done with the mind alone. Use the senses, the sense organs, use the hand to clap, the tongue to chant the name of the Lord, the eyes to look at the beautiful murtis, the feet to go to the place of pilgrimage, etc. These are helpers. Most important is the mind. Bhagwan is telling Arjun, Arjun says, how to focus this mind. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadridham tasyaham nigaham manye vayu rivasu dushkaram. Chapter 6 verse 34. Arjun says, my Lord, hey Krishna, this mind is so crazy. It is so strong, turbulent and unyielding. It's as difficult to control, to focus this mind as it is to control the wind. And Shri Krishna agreed. He said, Asanshayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam. Yes, Arjun, I agree with you 100%. The mind is indeed difficult. Durnigra, difficult to control, not impossible. And how to do it? Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Chapter 6, verse 35. Abhyas. This is sadhana bhakti. Through constant practice, we have to do sadhana. And the most important thing in sadhana, Roop Dhyan. Look, the world, the outer world, can be compared to water and our mind to milk. If you take milk and you mix it in water, it becomes almost impossible to separate the water from the milk or the milk from the water. However, if you take that same milk and you boil it, then let it cool down to a certain temperature, not too cold, not too hot, a certain temperature. Then you add some joran, you add a little bit of dahi in there, yogurt, and you stir it. Then you cover that pot, that container, and put it in a corner, in a dark place. Let it sit for about 2 hours at least. All the milk becomes dahi, yogurt. You take that dahi and you churn it. Matho. What happens? You get makhan, butter. Now take that butter and throw it in the water. Pheng do, pani mein. Now the butter challenges the water. Mix in me if you can, if you dare. So while it was milk and you mix it, big problem. Now it has become makhan, butter. Now there's no danger. But this is the stage of perfection. All right? So in the beginning, we have to do sadhana. We have to find a place, that quiet place where we can sit and do sadhana. Virvikt sevi lagu bhavi. The Vedas say, a lamp in a windless place flickereth not. Look, our mind is mahachanchal. It's extremely wayward. If you are sitting somewhere and people are talking and people are moving and things are happening, the mind becomes difficult to control the mind, to quiet it. But if you go in a quiet place by yourself alone, it helps to get the mind, to keep the mind quiet. So this isolation is very important. When you do sadhana, preferably you should be by yourself alone. There are times when you should chant in congregation. That's also very helpful. Very helpful. Chanting in congregation is very helpful. Why? We all have different spiritual powers. Some 0.1%, some 0.001%, some 1%, 2%, 10%, different. When we congregate, all the spiritual powers combine and create an atmosphere. And then everyone feeds from that. So all benefits. So that congregational worship is also very highly recommended. But the personal sadhana we should do alone. You don't have to go in a cave, in the forest or in a cave. No, in your own home. In your room, or some room in the home where you can be alone. You go in the room, unlock the door. Andar se band karo. If you leave it open, anybody can come in. You have kids and you're sitting to do sadhana. Radhe Radhe Govinda. And the little child comes and hug you. Mummy hai. All Radhe Govind finish. So lock the door. Create an atmosphere in the room. Now you have locked the door, what to do? So there are 3 rules. Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Sutra, for doing sadhana. Number 1, Asina Sambhavat. First thing, sit with the leg crossed like this. Don't do lotus, full lotus and all that, just like this. Sit with the leg crossed. This is the best position for doing sadhana. Some people sit down and chair. I mean, when you have to, I don't know, but I cannot do sadhana sitting on a chair. I've tried myself. Once my knees gave out completely, I couldn't walk. And so I was advised, sit on the chair. Went to Mangar, to Bhakti Dham, and I was advised, sit on the chair. I said, okay. I sat on the chair. It's not happening. I don't know, some people, I look at old people sitting and most time they're sleeping. You get too comfortable. You fall asleep. If you have to, then it's okay. But the best place, the best posture for doing sadhana, sitting with the legs crossed. Palti marke. So asina sambhavat. You lie down, you get too comfortable, you fall asleep. You stand up, you'll get tired. At least 2 hours you should do sadhana. And if you, as I sit in a chair, again it's too comfortable. So this is the best. I mean, you can try others if you really have to, but the scriptures, Brahma Sutra, is saying this is the best position. Second mantra, Achalatvacha Peksham. We have to be alert. Keep the back straight. Be alert. Any kind of slackness in posture, especially in the beginning. After you continue doing sadhana for a while, you can lie down and do sadhana. But in the beginning, because the mind is so wayward, mahachanchal, any little thing, and the mind will run away. The nature is so fickle, the mind, that every little thing it will find an opportunity, a way. You just get a little comfortable and the mind gone. You have to be so alert. Pay attention to the mind. Be very careful, especially in the beginning. So, achalatvacha peksham. And the third mantra, dhyanacha. Do roop dhyan. Roop dhyan, meditating on the name, the qualities, the pastimes, the attributes, the form especially, roop. Somebody say, well, I have never seen God. How can I meditate on God? We have to see something to meditate. How can I meditate and I've never seen God? Bhagavan is akaran karun, causelessly merciful. To meditate on God is the easiest thing in the world. It's more easy than meditating on somebody in the world. That something you have seen is even easier than that. You tell somebody, meditate on your father. Nobody pays attention to the correct shape of your father's ears, the correct shape of the nose, the eye. Something, but you're not 100% correct. But when it comes to Bhagavan, anything you take, put the head facing behind, Bhagavan will accept it. Whatever you meditate, once the feeling is correct, Bhagavan is going to accept it as meditation on Him. This is why there is nothing easier than meditating on God. Take the help of Murti, picture in the beginning. Look, even that Murti, you look at the Murti, we don't fall on unconscious with bliss. Bhagavan is told to be so beautiful. The most beautiful person in the material world is a fellow called Kamdev, the god of love. How beautiful Kamdev is. To see him, our senses would be unable to bear the ecstasy, and either we will fall on unconscious or we'll fall on dead. Don't think, we say, oh, this girl is so beautiful. This boy is so handsome. That's not beautiful. We have no idea what beautiful is. Let's suppose that there's a girl who has won Miss Universe or Miss World. And we think she's the most beautiful girl in the world. You put her to stand there. And you bring an heavenly damsel. One of the lowest one, not the big one. Not Menaka or Urvasi, small one. And you put that heavenly damsel to stand next to the girl who is a Miss Universe. The girl who is a Miss Universe will look like a pig. Suar, compared to that lowest heavenly damsel. We don't even know what beautiful is. So Kamdev is the most beautiful in the material world. To describe how beautiful Sri Krishna is, the scripture says he is more beautiful than the beauty of uncountable Kamdevs put together. And we're looking at a Murti and we are more attached to some boy or girl in the world. Our son, our husband, our wife. Bhagwan is pervaded in every particle of that Murti. That's good, and you should have that feeling. Many, many souls have meditated on Murti and attained Bhagwan. Because Murti and Bhagwan is one. When it comes to a saint or Bhagavan, the image or a Murti and Bhagavan or the saint are one and the same. That's why we can meditate on the Murti of Bhagavan or a saint and get the same benefit as though Bhagavan himself. Because they are pervaded in every particle of that Murti or picture. And you should never have doubt about that in your mind. But what Bhagavan actually looks like is something different. So in your mind, you should have the feeling that yes, I am meditating on Sri Krishna, but Sri Krishna is actually uncountable times more beautiful than the most beautiful image I can make in my mind. Always have that feeling. Bhagavan is going to accept, don't worry. He's Akaran Karun. He's going to give us divine fruit for our material meditation. That's why he's called causelessly merciful. Akaran Karun. So, we should sit in some place in our room, put an image, a picture, a murti that is very attractive. There are millions of pictures of Sri Krishna. And not everyone finds the same picture or murti attractive. One person says, this is the most beautiful picture of Sri Krishna I have seen. And next person says, oh my God, I want to vomit. That is beautiful. Look, we have different interests. We have different sanskars. What is beautiful for one person doesn't have to be beautiful for someone else. You can use whatever color you want. You can use whatever clothes. Our interests are different. One person says, oh, that I have heard Sri Krishna is beautiful, is dark, blue. Like the sky, deep blue. A next person says, if I look at deep blue, I will feel like I want to, my mind will get turned off. I like light blue. The next person says, I like black Krishna, jet black like coal. The next person says, if I look at black, oh my God, I'll get so upset. I want a white Krishna, whatever color. Shri Krishna's color is divine. He's not black, he's not blue, anything like that. His color is divine. This is to help us. Whatever color you like, Shri Krishna is going to accept. Everything belongs to him. You're free. So sit. You don't have to even use any murti. The highest puja is manas puja, the image you form in your mind. In the beginning, we may need help. That's why it's recommended in the beginning to put a picture or a murti to help you to focus the mind. Eventually, you will no longer need any picture, any murti. You will sit anywhere and you will meditate on such a beautiful Krishna, no artist can draw. None. The greatest artists in the world will not be able to draw. But you have to start from somewhere. So utilize that. Chant. Use the kirtan written by saints. Do not use the worldly bhajans written by worldly people. Yes, it has God's name, but there's a big difference. When a saint is writing, Bhagwan himself is writing. Jo kare so hari kare. When someone attains God realization, he stops doing everything. Whatever he does from that moment onwards, God is doing. That's why we worship Ramayana. If we thought a man wrote that Ramayana, nobody would worship Ramayana. We know that Sri Ram himself wrote his Charitra through the pen of Tulsidas, of Valmiki. So when a saint is writing, Bhagwan. When Kripaluji Maharaj is writing, Radha Rani herself is writing. That's why it's so beautiful. So one, it is divine, so it's filled with spiritual power. And secondly, a worldly person is going to write worldly things. It's going to confuse you. And your mind is going to get attracted to worldly things. A saint will never write anything worldly. So we should use the kirtan and bhajan written by saints only. Chant loudly and shed tears. These tears are the most important thing in bhakti, in sadhana. Without tears, it's no sadhana, no bhakti. I've been telling you from day one, from the very first shlok, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna, that we have to shed tears. This first verse told us how to shed tears. Deenata, humility, sahanashilata, especially deenata. When you become humble, you will automatically shed tears. The most important thing in the bhakti is shedding tears, because as Bhagwan Krishna, remember I told you in Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, 11 canto, 14 chapter, 25th verse and 26th verse. These two verses, Bhagwan Krishna is saying to Uddhav, only when one sheds tears of selfless love for the Lord is the heart, the mind purified. There is no other medicine. But we should not shed for the world. I told you that. When you shed tears for the world, the heart gets more dirty, more materialistic. These tears, they are so valuable. Imagine that's the only thing that can make the heart, the mind pure. And we waste it in the world. Waste it in the world. I told you, many of us, our mind is like a house fly. The house fly sits in the best place, on the prasad, on the murti of Bhagwan, on the head of the murti, and in the dirtiest place. So our mind, we cry for Bhagwan, we cry for the saint, and we cry for the world too. Everywhere we cry. The mind has to become like the honeybee. The honeybee will never sit in the dirty place. It sits only on the sweet smelling flower, on the sweet place. In other words, we have to shed tears only for God and the saint. Hari Guru. Don't ever shed tears anywhere else. Because if you do, it will be like working, as I've told you, it's like working very hard for $20 and then you spend $100. In other words, you're only going to go backwards. We have to protect our bhakti. So these tears, and there are two kinds of tears. One is milan and one is viraha. One is tears of union and one is tears of separation. Virahena me, the last verse. In your separation is very important. More important than union is separation. Okay, let me explain. Let's suppose you're sitting to meditate on Sri Krishna as your beloved, and you see in your meditation Sri Krishna coming towards you, bluish in complexion, wearing yellow silken clothes, with a garland of wild flowers around his neck, with a crown of peacock feather on his head. He sways as he walks, and he's smiling so beautifully. He comes and he picks you up in his arm and he embraces you, and you feel that soft touch. This will make you shed tears. These tears are cold, thanda, and they are called tears of union. Another time you're meditating, on the same day you're meditating, a few minutes afterwards, Sri Krishna leaves you. Or he doesn't want to come to you, or he doesn't look, or you find it so difficult. The sanskars are so bad. The mind only wants to run to the world. And you start feeling in your heart, oh my dear beloved Sri Krishna, you don't want to come to me, I can't meditate on your beautiful form. It's because my heart is so dirty, I'm such a sinner. And this will also make you shed tears. These tears are hot, garam, and they are called tears of separation, viraha. And these tears are even more important. They make the heart pure even faster. We can keep alternating between milan and viraha. Look, the mind needs change. Kripaluji Maharaj, Jagat Guru Tam, he wrote thousands and thousands of bhajans, kirtan. He didn't have to. Just one Radhe name is enough. One Radhe name is enough. But we need change. Our mind is like that. You know, one person, if the wife cooks baigan every day, the husband will break the pot. Oh, baigan again. You want change. Today baigan, yeah, tomorrow okra, bindi, next day bindi, this next day aloo. You want change. Our mind is like that. So keep changing. Change the clothes of Krishna. Change his color. Change the age. Change everything. It doesn't matter. Once it keeps that this is Krishna, that's all he cares about. Keep changing. Some time discuss in the retreat, we'll discuss sadhana in detail. And you're going to have retreat for the Christmas, etc. So in the retreats, the sadhana is discussed in detail to help you practice. So I just want to introduce, before we finish, the 7th verse. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatad bhakti rahetu ki tvai. The 7th verse. I'm given the explanation as given by Jagat Guru Tam, Sri Kripaluji Maharaj. I've seen people written explanation of these verses. It's a jokery. Nothing even close to what it means. If you understand Hindi even, you will know it doesn't mean that. People put their own thing. Gaurang Mahaprabhu is saying, I have no desire for dhan, na dhanam, for material wealth, for money, etc. Na janam, nor for birth in a high family. I have seen some people wrote, nor for followers. How can janam mean followers? Janma means birth. Oh, it's crazy. We have to be careful. That's why I'm giving you the explanation given by Jagat Guru Tam Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, who is Gaurang Mahaprabhu himself. So he knows what he has written. Na janam, no birth in a very high family. High status. Brahmins, high status. I don't want that. Na sundarim. Yeah, some people have put, I don't want wife. No, it doesn't mean that. I don't want beauty. I don't want to be very handsome, very beautiful. Na kavitam. Nor do I care to have great poetical skill, that I have a sweet voice to sing, etc. Nor do I desire even moksha, liberation. I have no desire for all of that. Mama janmani janmanishware. I am willing to take uncountable births in whatever form. In the 8.4 million species rotating, I am willing to take uncountable births in any form whatsoever, provided you grant one wish, one boon, to this insignificant servant of yours. Let me be blessed with selfless and unshakable love for your lotus feet forever. Ahaituki bhakti. Ahaituki means selfless. This is the most important thing. Ahaituki bhakti. Bhakti has to be free from all desires. There should be no desire for one's own happiness. There are many, many places in the scriptures. In the Ramayana, Bhagwan Shri Ram is telling to Kag Basund ji, I am extremely pleased with you. Kag Basundi Manguvar Ati Prasanna Mohijan. I am extremely pleased. I will give you anything you want. Riddhi Siddhis, powers to perform miracles. Nidhis, treasures, and moksha, the best of attainment. Kag Basundji said, no, my lord. Maharaj, I don't want that. That has nothing, not even moksha. So Bhagwan says to Kag Basundaji, what do you want? Listen to what Kag Basundaji asks for in the Doha. अविरल भक्ति विशुद्ध तव श्रुति पुराण जेहि गाव ओ रामा श्रुति पुराण जेहि गाव जेहि खोजत योगीश मुनि प्रभु प्रसाद को पाव हो रामा प्रभु प्रसाद को पाव सियावर रामचंद्र कर जय शरणम शंकर हरिओम जय जय सिया राम जय जय
सिया राम जय जय सिया राम.
Kag Basundaji says, Maharaj, give me that avirala bhakti, vishuddha bhakti. In other words, selfless love, nishkam prem. That love, that selfless love that makes even you a slave. This is the love Bhagwan doesn't give. I told you about it. The Vedas and all the scriptures glorify that bhakti. The rishis and the yogis and munis are all searching. But only the one upon whom you shower your grace can attain that bhakti. When Bharat was going to Chitrakoot and he came to the bank, he came to Prayag at Sangam, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, the confluence of the three sacred rivers. The three rivers personified themselves and stood as three Devis, three goddesses in front of Bharat. Bharat put his hands together and starts to pray. Artha na dharma na kam ruchi, gati na chahau nikhan, janam janam rati ram pad, yah vardanunan. He says, Ma, O Divine Mother, I have no desire for wealth, for money. I have no desire for dharma. I don't want to go to heaven. I have no desire for pleasures. I have no desire even for moksha. Gati na chahau nikhan. Birth after birth, let me have selfless love for the lotus feet of Prabhu Shri Ram. This is the only boon I ask for and nothing more. Ahaituki bhakti. When Bhagwan Shri Ram returned to Ayodhya and was installed on the throne, everyone started to glorify, give a speech, glorify, and left. The last person to leave and give his few words was Shiv Bhagwan, Shankarji. Shankarji looked at his Lord and he says, Bar bar var mangahu, Harsh Dev Shri Rang, Pad Saroj Anpayani, Bhakti Sada Satsang. Shiv Bhagwan looks at his Lord, Shri Ram, and he says, My Lord, again and again, I ask you for one thing, if it so pleases you. If you want to give it, if it pleases you. If it doesn't please, it's fine. I'm not demanding. A devotee doesn't demand. If it pleases you. What? Annapayani bhakti. The word Annapayani means selfless love. Selfless love for your lotus feet. Pada Saroj. Annapayani bhakti. Or and the association of the saints forever. So this Ahaituki bhakti, many names, is very important. This is what Gauranga Mahaprabhu is asking for in this verse. Bhavatad bhakti rahaituki tvai ahaituki bhakti. That unshakable and selfless love. That even if you send me to hell, in the body of a worm, a dog, a cat, a donkey. Let me have that selfless, unshakable love for your lotus feet. I don't care where you send me. This is the bhakti. Why we shouldn't want other things and why we should want only selfless love. We will hear a little bit of that as we conclude the 8 verses tomorrow night. बोले गौरांग महाप्रभु की जय, जगत गुरुतम श्री कृपालु जी महाराज की, युगल सरकार की जय। जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। आपने कहा नहीं बाहर करेंगे, आपने कहा था, मान लिया मैंने। We'll do a bhajan from the book, which is also associated with today's Gopashtami. Many of you know we'll be celebrating Gopashtami outside, and we have some beautiful bhajans that we'll sing about Gopashtami. Gopashtami means to worship the cow, Gayo ka pujan. Also Gopal, upalne wala. Shri Krishna, he's called Gopal, the one who takes care of the cows. This is a name for Shri Krishna, Gopal. Gopalne wala, Gopal. On this day, Shri Krishna, first day, he went to take the cow to the pasture. This was the day he started. And he went bare feet. In the Vedas, you cannot take care of the cows wearing shoes. Kanhaiya would always go bare feet when it came to taking care of the cows. There's so much things about on this worshiping the cows. Even as far as Shraddh, in the death ceremony, people give cows as dhan. That they're able to cross the Baitarini Nadi. That's one of the most difficult hell to cross. It's called Baitarini Nadi. It's very dangerous, very difficult. But if one gives Godhan, but there are rules about it also. Shri Maharaj is mentioned and is written in Garu Puran, etc. The horn of the cow has to be filled with gold, and the hoofs have to be plated with silver. The cow has to be a milk-giving cow, and it has to have a calf with it. And so you can't give an old cow. I've seen all kind of craziness. People rent a cow to do Godhan, to do puja. They rent a cow. How does that become Godhan? This is the Kali Yuga. Anyhow, we don't worry about all of that. Sab kuch Krishna nimit. Everything has to be for Krishna. In the path of bhakti, wo asli karm, that's the right karm, action, when it's done for Shri Krishna. So everything in our thing is worshipping. So we worship the cow for Shri Krishna because Shri Krishna, his name is Gopal. He takes care of the cow. All right? So we'll hear more about that. We'll sing some beautiful bhajans on our side. Today, now at this time, we'll just sing a few lines as would allow us for this bhajan. Page 195. Mati bandhe mohi maiya, 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 mati
बांधे मोरी मैया, मैया मैया मैया।
O mati bandhe mohi maiya, 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 mati bandhe
मोही मैया, मैया मैया मैया।
माखन चोर कहत मोहि मैया,
माखन चोर कहत मोही मैया,
झूठी गुजरी मैया 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 मैया
झूठी जूझरी मैया 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 मैया
मैया मैया मैया
मैया मैया मैया
ओ मति बांधे मोही मैया 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 मति
बांधे मोही मैया 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 मैया
लाखन धेनु हमारे मैया
लाखन देव हमारे मैया
ओ मनन दूध दे मैया 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 मैया
मन दूधे दे मैया 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 मैया
ओ मति बांधे मोही मैया 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 मति बांधे
मोही मैया 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 मैया
दूध दही माखन तो मैया दूध दही
माखन तो मैया
ओ मोघर एतिक मैया 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 मैया
मोगर एतिक मैया 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 मैया
मांगी मांगी ले जावे मैया
मांगी मांगी ले जावे मैया
ओ गोबर बारी मैया 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 गोबर
बारी मैया 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 मैया
मति बांधे मोही मैया 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 मति बांधे
बांधे मोही मैया 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 मैया
एतिक गैयन जाके मैया
दिख गैयन जाके मैया
ओ चोर कहत तेही मैया 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 मैया
चोर कहत तेही मैया 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 मैया
या की सास कहती रही मैया
या की सास कहती रही मैया
ओ बहु चोर मम मैया 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 मैया
बहु चोर मम मैया 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 मैया
ओ मति बांधे मोही मैया 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 मति बांधे
मोही मैया 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 मैया
डांटे सास जबै यही मैया
डांटे सास जबे यह मैया
ओ आवे तो ही ढिग मैया 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 मैया
आवे तो ही दृग मैया 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 मैया
एक दिन कहती रही यह मैया
एक दिन कहती रही यह मैया
ओ मन मोख्यो क्यों मैया 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 मैया
मन मोह्यो क्यों मैया 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 मैया
ओ मति बांधे मोही मैया 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 मति बांधे
मोही मैया 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 मैया
जब पूछी मन के ही कहा मैया
जब पूछी मन के कहा मैया
ओ हसन लगी तब मैया 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 मैया
हसन लगे तब मैया 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 मैया
पुनि पुनि देत उरहनो मैया
पुनी पुनी देत उरल जो मैया
ओ तू सच मानती मैया 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 मैया
तू सच
ओ मति बांधे मोही मैया 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 मति बांधे
मोहि मैया 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 मैया
लाल कृपालु साचु कह मैया
लाल कृपालु साच कह मैया
ओ लाल कृपालु साचु कह मैया
लाल कृपालु साच कह मैया
ओ डांटी भगा दे मैया 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 मैया
डांडी भगदे मैया 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 मैया
मैया मैया मैया
मैया
मैया
मैया मैया
ओ मति बांधे मोही मैया 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 मैया
मति बांधे मोहि मैया 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 मैया
बोले गोपाल नंदलाल की
जय
Radhe Radhe. Uh, Tomorrow will be the last lecture on this series of Shikshashtak. So please join us at 7 o'clock, 7 to 8:30. And also, as Swamiji mentioned, we are celebrating Gopashtami. The celebration will start at 9:30 under the tree. So join us. We'll be doing cow pujan as well as we'll chant some bhajans on this special occasion. And if you are interested in doing a donation or doing Godan, we have in our ashram, we have a lot of cows. We call it Goshala, where we maintain cows. And if you like to do donate a cow, please talk to somebody on the front desk.